Well, what is up? My name is Daniel Watt. I get the honor and privilege of serving here at Northridge Church. If you didn't know, the A Little Better podcast is a product of Northridge Church. We are located in Rochester, New York, where our mission is to see more and better, to see more followers of Jesus and see better followers of Jesus. And this podcast is a resource just for you. And our goal in this podcast is to do all things better, talk about all things better. The primary source of the A Little Better podcast is going to be a deeper dive in the Northridge Church sermons that happen on Sunday mornings. The talks that we give based on the scriptures found in God's Word, the Bible. And we're going to be taking a deeper dive into those messages. Now, who's going to be on the podcast? Well, it's going to be more than just me. Also on the podcast, we will be hearing from our lead pastor, Drew Karshner. And also a normal voice on the podcast will be Brad Files, a longtime friend of Northridge Church, member of Northridge Church, and a phenomenal leader volunteer. You're going to love hearing from him as well. And from time to time, we'll have different voices on this A Little Better podcast, and we're so excited to be coming with you. Now, I said the primary thing that we'll be doing is taking a deeper dive into our Sunday morning talks, but it's not all we'll be doing. We'll also be taking some questions from you guys. So if you have any questions that you'd love to hear us answer about Northridge Church, about faith, the Bible, anything at all, life in general, please just send us an email at podcast@northridgerochester.com. Again, that's podcast@northridgerochester.com. We'd love to have those. If you have any thoughts, criticisms, questions, whatever the case would be, send them there and we may show up on the podcast. Now, the question you may also say is like, okay, what else? So sermons, questions maybe get answered. We also may take a little break from sermon deep dives to talk about other things, a mini series about faith or just a topic in theology or the Bible, or how do we live out our faith and practice what we preach, if you want to say it like that. Or there may be a time in the podcast where we talk about mission, vision, a short deep dive into some other topics, because the goal of this podcast is to talk about all things better. So our mission statement at Northridge is more and better. So we want this podcast to be about that, about better. How do we become better followers of Jesus? Because you're going to hear us say pretty often on the A Little Better podcast that our mission is to know Jesus better and by the power of his Spirit, do better so that we can together be a little better. And every week, you're going to be tuning in on Tuesdays at lunch. Let me listen to me again. Every Tuesday at lunch, a new episode is going to drop. So subscribe to it. The primary place that you'll be able to find this is on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, or if you want to watch the video version, if you're checking us out on video, you can find us on YouTube, the northridgerochester.com website, all those places you can find us. And every Tuesday at lunch, on your lunch break, on your commute home on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday morning, tune in to a new episode of A Little Better so that we can together achieve our mission to know Jesus better, to, by the power of his Spirit, do better so that together we can be a little better. I can't wait to be hanging out with you, my buddy Brad and Drew, this coming Tuesday. I hope to see you soon.